Good afternoon, Prairie View Christian Church. Today is Tuesday, November 24th, 2020. It is time for your midweek update. We're doing this on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. I'm taking tomorrow off for Thanksgiving. Hopefully you get some time off as well, sometime between now and Thursday, or maybe even Black Friday. Hopefully you get to rest and sleep in and drink coffee and eat turkey and do all the things that you would like to be doing around Thanksgiving. So here we are. It's Tuesday, doing the midweek update a little bit early. Now, on Sunday, this past week, we read from Psalm 56, a psalm that was written during a terrible time in David's life, and yet he somehow managed to still muster up a sense of gratitude and thankfulness to God. And one of the points of that sermon is to argue that even in our lowest, most humiliating, most challenging moments, there are still reasons to thank God. We still have ways to thank God. And that is true this week, even in the year 2020, when things are dark, when things are bleak, when things seem less than ideal. We still have reason to thank God, to praise God, and to worship God. And that is true this week on Thanksgiving. For example, one thing that you can be thankful for today, 2 days before Thanksgiving, is that I don't have to remind you to RSVP for Sunday morning. The reason for that is that this past week and this coming week, so the 22nd and the 29th, the elders, Zach and I met, and we elected to have these 2 Sundays be all virtual. Partly because COVID-19 numbers are skyrocketing all around us. Our own family around Cincinnati, we've had a little bit of a scare the past few days with several family members testing positive. Maybe you are as well. When you have thousands and thousands and thousands of people testing positive every day, it's only a matter of time before you know one of those people, or 2 of those people, or 3 of those people, or could even be one of those people. So we certainly hope and pray that you are taking precautions, and hope and pray that you are praying for those around you who may have the virus. So, in light of the rising numbers, we decided to take these next 2 weeks virtual. We've already got one out of the way, the 22nd. We've got the 29th coming up this Sunday that we will be all virtual as well. So, tune in on Facebook Live. We think we're in a much better place to do ministry through Facebook Live than we were back in the spring when we were recording videos and sending out tons of links. And while we recognize that virtual worship is certainly not what we want to be doing, not what we would prefer to be doing, we are going to do it for this coming week. And we think we're much better at it now than we were in the past. And hopefully you saw that on the 22nd, and hopefully you'll join us again and see it on the 29th. Now, if you are not sold on virtual worship, if you are not sold on Facebook Live and sitting on your couch and watching a service from Prairie View Christian Church, I have an added incentive for you for this coming Sunday, November 29th. This Sunday, November 29th, our own elder, Joshua Walker, will be preaching at Prairie View Christian Church. Now, many of you have been at the church for a few years, and Joshua has not preached in a few years. So even if you know Joshua really well, even if you've seen him get up on the stage and do tons of welcomes and announcements and offer great little quips and jokes and give some communion meditations as well, you have not heard Joshua preach. And if you don't know this, Joshua is a gifted and capable preacher. So this Sunday, some of you will hear that for the very first time. So again, if you are not sold on virtual service, if you are not sold on live streaming, if you are not sold on watching the recording on YouTube on Monday evening or Tuesday morning or whatever you do, let that be an added incentive for you, that you get to hear Joshua preach this week. So please tune in with us this coming Sunday, November 29th. We are hopeful, not guaranteeing anything, but hopeful that this will be our final online worship week of this temporary break that we're taking. We're taking it 2 weeks at a time. We'll see how things go with COVID-19 numbers over the next few days and week and a half, and then we'll make decisions about the first Sunday in December, the 6th, and December 13th as well. Again, we hope that this is our last week of doing things only virtual. Hopefully on December 6th, we'll have people filling the room behind me for Sunday morning. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We will do our best to make a good, informed decision, not just from the public health side of things, but also from the biblical, theological, pastoral side of things. So, this week, the 29th, come online, watch Joshua preach, and then we'll see about December 6th and see about December 13th. We will keep you in the loop as we make decisions about that. And finally, one thing that is kind of exciting and kind of good, in my opinion, is that while we're not having services here in the building this past week and this coming week, our siding is finally being done at the church. It looks really good so far. Contrary to what Tom Kors might tell you, I think it's going to be a huge improvement. Once it's all up, once it's all ready to go, I think it will look really, really nice. It is a little bit different. It's a little more eye-popping. It's less gray and more cream, so it's a little bit brighter and hopefully more inviting and more welcoming and more noticeable. But you'll have to come to church to see it. So hopefully you will be here on December 6th, worshiping in person. If not, drive by the church. If you got nothing else to do on Black Friday, if Walmart's closed and all those other places are closed, just drive by the church and see how it looks. You are more than welcome to do that. So we encourage you to do that. And then finally, we do ask that you continue giving. Even though we are on this temporary, hopefully 2-week break, we do still need people to give so that we can continue doing ministry here. That has not changed. So if you were one of those people in the spring who mailed an offering or dropped it by the church office or dropped it in the mailbox, we would greatly appreciate you continuing to do that these next 2 weeks. And like we've said all along, we still encourage you to stay in touch with each other. This is not like the spring where we're basically telling everybody to stay away from each other. We're simply telling people to stay away from this room on Sunday morning. We are not telling small groups to not meet. We're not telling men's ministry to not meet. We're not telling youth group to not meet. All of those things can still happen with the right precautions. So less than 10 people and socially distanced and masked and all that stuff. We encourage you to keep doing that. We encourage you to stop by the church office the way somebody did for me this morning, just to talk for a little while. We encourage you to meet each other and get lunch or coffee or whatever it is that you can do within all the right precautions. That way we can not be isolated in the fall the way we were in the spring. So that's kind of where we are. I think that's pretty much it for your midweek update this week. We certainly hope and pray you have a happy Thanksgiving with your family, with your friends. Of course, be wise about what you do and where you go and what you don't do and where you don't go. Continue to take precautions seriously, not just for your own health, but also for the health of those around you, for the love of your neighbor. So with that, of course, stay in touch. Join us this Sunday as you will get to hear Joshua preach, and we look forward to worshiping with you, even if it is virtual. So have a great rest of your week. Happy Thanksgiving, and we will talk to you soon. Take care.